Hi. If you happen to see a child that is like eating on something like bits of paper or tissue or some substance that isn't usually consumed as a food item, it is a good idea to suggest the parents of the child to get the hemoglobin levels tested in blood, because this is called pica and it is usually associated with iron deficiency anemia. So that is the topic for today's discussion. We'll talk a bit about iron as well as about iron deficiency anemia. So straight into the topic. Anemia by definition is reduced hemoglobin as well as reduced hematocrit values, and hemoglobin, as the name suggests, consists of two portions mainly, heme and globin. Heme is the iron part and globin is the protein part. More than 60% of body's iron is present as heme, and that is why if the body is deficient of iron, it can lead to iron deficiency anemia. Coming to the clinical features of iron deficiency anemia, it has general features of anemia like there will be fatigue or weakness and loss of appetite, sleeplessness, palpitations and dyspnea on exertion. At the same time, these children or adults, they present with brittle nails as well as spoon-shaped nails, and of course it is associated with pica. So to tackle this, we have to supplement the body with iron, and we have to keep certain things in mind because we have to know about the sources of iron. There are two main sources of iron. One is heme containing substances and non-heme containing foods. That is, iron is present in the body as heme in certain foods, it is present as non-heme in certain foods. And why we should know this is because the heme containing foods are easily absorbed in the body and the non-heme iron isn't absorbed well in the body. Why? Because non-heme substances or foods, they contain certain substances within them, like in the case of cereals there is phytates to hinder the absorption of iron, and in the case of green leafy vegetables there is the presence of oxalates which hinder iron absorption. So we have to do something about these non-heme substances so that we get the benefits of them, as like they have many benefits, like they supplement carbohydrates, proteins, fats and all, vitamins, minerals when used in the right way. Along with that, we can make use of the iron part by trying to nullify the effects of phytates and oxalates. For that, something like fermenting or germinating these substances help to control the phytates in them. And coming to the main sources of important sources of iron, in the case of heme iron or heme containing iron, it has heme in foods. The main source is, the richest source is animal liver, something like chicken liver. But the problem with intake of liver is we have to keep several things in mind, like liver is a detoxifying organ in the body. It can contain many impurities, many waste products, and at the same time it can store fat. So we have to weigh the pros and cons and then go with the consumption of chicken liver, because it is definitely high in iron, because iron is stored in the body in two forms mainly. One is ferritin, and if it is still in greater amounts, it is stored as hemosiderin, and both the storage is in the liver. And coming to the important food sources in non-heme group, it is like apricots are good sources, and raisins and nuts and so on. So that is it about iron. And one more thing, iron, for the body to absorb iron well, we have to supplement with something like vitamin C or ascorbic acid, because iron absorption is at its maximum in acidic media. So consuming orange juice or lemon juice is a good idea along with iron intake, and we should see to it that iron and calcium supplements are not taken together, because one can hinder the effects of the other. So if we take iron in the morning, or then we have to take calcium at night or something of that sort, but definitely not both of them together. and consuming tea or coffee after a meal isn't a good idea at all, because tea has tannins and polyphenols which hinder the absorption of iron. So no use of consuming lots of vegetables, green leafy vegetables and all substances that contain iron and other minerals, and at the same time towards the end of the meal, if you drink a cup of tea, it's all over. So there is specifically something called tea time, and try to restrict tea to that time, and try to get the benefits of the food items you are taking, and by not taking tea along with it. So I think we have covered a bit about iron, and so that is it about iron and iron deficiency anemia. And final word, like there is a preparation called like rice with rice flakes. We South Indians, we make rice flakes along with jaggery syrup and little fried nuts in ghee. We add to it, and with banana we consume it. So it's a good thing because it contains rice flakes contain iron, and there is banana, which is representation of vitamin C. Then iron absorption is at its maximum with the proteins and fats. So with little ghee is there, and we are adding groundnuts or cashew nuts, and jaggery also contains iron. So this is really a good tea time snack, but not definitely with tea. Thank you.